Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. And today I'm very excited to check out the 9th most popular project in all of games, not just tabletop games, but games. That is Leaf. In the game Leaf, players embody the spirit of the wind and guide leaves to the forest floor to prepare the ... So I hate it. I hate everything about it right now. Player count, time length, age, vital, crucial information, mechanisms, designer. Like I can't make that out. I think that says Tim. I think it says Tim. But that's all. Oh, but Tim. Okay, so Tim Eisner. So at least I know. But that's not necessarily going to mean that's the designer. Sometimes that's just the publisher of that. So the main image, vital information not there, which I always hate. They are doing the one thing they really want to do here, which is giving you the feel of this game, though, which is, oh, we got the cute animals, we got the great art style, we got the components that look like that, we got the box that's vibing. That's what they're trying to convey here. And I guess they succeed on that one. But it's just there's so much information I need to know about this game that's not conveyed at the front, which is unfortunate. As always, when you go to the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
The brisk cool of autumn has come, and the forest is readying for winter. In Leaf, players embody the wind and work to prepare the forest for the change in seasons. On your turn, guide a leaf from your hand to the
Those components are weird.
For the change in season.
Okay. You've immediately you've gotten my interest by showing me a really interesting components that I don't normally see, which is something shaped like... I imagine that's going to be a cardboard pop-outs, but leaves. I like that. I'm intrigued.
On your turn, guide a leaf from your hand to the forest floor, connecting it to the tips of the fallen leaves.
So these are like leaf cards, and I've seen this done in a couple other games. Remember there was a game where all the cards look like chips? I've seen that done before. I think I saw one where all of them look like Christmas trees. Ahoy there, Mr. Mormo. Hey, Sean. Okay, so I'm taking this right now. Looking very abstract strategy gamey, but, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Touch the tips of green leaves to draw
Touch the tips.
more cards. Brown to race your squirrel up the tree, gathering acorns and other rewards. And orange to attract animals to your habitat to hibernate in the months ahead.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be doing different things around the forest with the different colored leaves. Okay. But I want to go back to this real quick. And that looks very useful. I like having the player... This looks like a really solid player location area right here. Player reference area. Sorry, my wife just messaged me and I lost my word. Player reference area. It looks like a great card.
Hibernate in the months ahead. Grow mushrooms onto the forest floor with red leaves and gain sun to advance the season track with yellow leaves.
This is... I am loving this video so far. And this is what I always think it's a great idea, just to get to the components. Show me what's actually going to be what's in the game, because now I'm sold. I want to play this game. It looks like an interesting, fun game, and the artwork is now not the cake, but more the icing after I've seen what kind of game this is, which is very interesting.
The forest floor is shared by all, so wherever you place your leaf will open up actions and possibilities for other players. Leaf, designed by Tim Eisner and published by Weird City Games, is a game for 2 to 4 players that plays in under an hour. Winter is fast approaching, so choose wisely where to guide your leaves to best prepare the forest.
Huh. That's actually a really interesting thing. Okay, so I'm sold. Bag of Chips is... Oh my gosh, Bag of Chips is awesome. That was not the game I was thinking of that had the special cards, but that is a very solid filler-weight game. Agreed. Anywho, Tim Eisner. Tim has been designing board games. So after the video, do I want it? Yes, and I'll be honest with you. I am not an abstract strategy game, and I thought this was an abstract strategy game. And it does still look like that, but it feels like they're connecting the themes so well with the mechanisms, and they did such a good job of that I no longer look at this as a themeless game. It's like, okay, yeah, you're playing as the trees, and you're trying to, you know, make the forest not suck for the winter. Okay, I like it. So he did Wonderland's War, Canopy, Tidal Blades, March of the Ants. I've heard that one's spectacular. Grim Forest. Aquarian Corn, and more. Game design is my main work, hobby, and passion. As a game designer, Tim draws on skills he learned in previous experience, including jewelry crafting, teaching preschool, improvisational theater, and juggling. He founded Weird City Games in 2012, 10 years after designing my first board game to make his dream a reality. At Weird City Games, our goal is to create games that are fun, elegant, and work playing. And then we have 3 people here in this customer service, so we should have some great customer service going on. Let's check out the previous projects, because once again, do I want it? Yes. I feel like after what I've seen on the video, I want this game. Now, the question is, can you do it, and how much is it? And this is where we go to check, can you do it? These look like meeples, Little Pig canceled, March of the Ants. I know that one's out for a fact. All right. So, that one's on my shelf of shame that I need to do content on. It's terrible. New expansion to March has just launched. Empires of the Earth expansion, just making sure people got their stuff. Pretty sure they have. Game should have arrived already. I'll talk about. So that was 5 years ago. So that was well long ago. Have people gotten? I've seen Camp the Destroyer. I know that one's out. Awesome, love that. And then this one is the expansions to that. Let's check it out. Greetings, by order the game is containing the expansion in the Empire. So this was 2 years ago is the last comment. So yeah, we're good here. It's not a flaming dumpster fire. So at the end of the day, wow. Yeah, can you do it? Yes. It looks like they've fulfilled everything they've done. So cool. Feels good on that. Now I do want to check out Board Game Geek. Not quite yet, but I always like to check this because you always want to look at the track record of the designer. And while I do think it's a very solid track record, hopefully they point that out to me if I don't know any of these other games, which is a lot of people because new people are joining the hobby all the time. Every day, and trust me, I see that in my metrics, you know, like Munchkin. Game like Munchkin, Ticket to Ride, stuff like that. They're just evergreen games, and people keep buying them. People keep getting into the hobby with them. Player's Guide leads to the floor's floor and connect them to the ones that have already fallen. Inside the box, this is the retail edition. Tree track board, wooden meeples. I'd like to know the size of that tree track board. That'd be nice. Put everything else in perspective a little bit too. Leaf cards, player aids, animal boards, leaf. So I'm looking, I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking $30 or less probably for this. That's just the price that just pops into my head based on what I've seen here. So let's check. Deluxe Edition. So this one's going to come with a full art back. Don't care. The wooden leaf tiles do care. Most definitely do care. And that was what I was really intrigued by. The game looks interesting. Unfortunately, it's a price point that's holding me back. Ooh, I haven't got there yet. Oh, no. 45 wooden acorns. This looks nice. Now, this looks real nice. And this is what they're banking on most people getting here. Not a big fan of them not showing the price there. Like, that seemed like the obvious spot to put the price. Because once again, if you're on iOS or you're on mobile, you do not see the support section over here, which means it's a whole other click you got to get the price. Just put it in the story. And maybe they do. Maybe they have a pledge area later, but why not right here? Because it seems like these are going to be your 2 main pledge areas, right? Probably the first one's not. Most people are going to take that. Most people are going to take the second one because you're going to make it such a good price that I can't. But instead, we're just meandering. Like, here's how you play the game. Here's to do stuff. Here's videos. I just want the price. The game exudes the same beauty and energy of leaves floating to the floor and fall. It's gorgeous, accessible, and creative. I hate that quote. Like, and once again, I don't put it on the people who made that quote because I say stuff like that in videos all the time. But I wouldn't use that stuff as my quote for the game because it tells me nothing. You're just telling me about the theme. For the majority of this is literally just, this is the theme. There's beauty, and then leaves floating, and you're like, okay. And maybe I guess I could see it as, taking a step back, I guess I could see it as the game comes across thematically. Okay. Still, I'd much rather know about the mechanisms, what makes them great. This will be my favorite game we've ever gotten to preview on our channel. It will absolutely make the top 10 list next year when it comes out. Okay, that's good. If you know that channel, that means a lot. Light, fresh, and totally new. Alex Hart, so light, fresh, and totally new. What the hell does that mean? Light, fresh, and so totally new. Like, there is only 5 words here, so I'm going to be hypercritical. So every single word that's wasted, I feel like, is 20%. Totally new is 40% of this quote, which sucks. Because, yes, this is a Kickstarter game. Of course it's totally new, unless it's a second print run. Okay, so I'll say 34%. Just, it boggles my mind. Like, why would they put this quote here? It does not tell me anything. That it's light, I get that. It's a 30-minute game. Okay. Anywho, off my weird soapbox, the geometry and the design is spot on to allow great leaf placement, which combine to make great combination. Now, there we go. Now we're digging into some damn weeds here. Okay. It doesn't convince me, but it's like, okay, that at least is talking about something in the gameplay that makes it good. And I imagine if you're smarter than me, and I'm not saying that in a demeaning way, I lose most games. Like, there are some people I play games with who I know are going to kick my face in every single time. Look at my friend Chico. And I love it. I love playing with Chico. Because every time when I could just pull one out on him, like, yes. But the bottom line is, I know where I am in the hierarchy of gamers. Leaf is super cool and super beautiful. Ugh. Leaf stands out because of the shaped tiles and the way they fit together. I saw the video. It's just visually striking. At first, it seems like magic. These different leaf shapes all fit together. So, I felt like none of those quotes focused on anything aside from the art and like how the leaves go together and how the leaves are unique. And I understand that that's the big gimmick of this game, especially when you factor in the fact that, you know, they're going to have the wooden pieces. But I don't know. I was more interested in everything else. You know, not that abstract strategy part where I'm putting the leaves down, but what do they do? What do they trigger? They had like that, what's that one game? I'm just going to draw a blank, but I'm going to try. It's an amazing game. And it had one of the mechanisms like that, where things go from the top, and then you have like the little bar, and they go to the bottom, and they change, or they score. Damn it, I can't remember that. $40, okay. So that seems a bit much, and maybe the box is larger than I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking this is like one of those small boxes. You know, like the Cosmos 2-player line. Maybe this is a little bit bigger than that. Maybe this is more like a lot of the boxes that Blue Orange Games uses, which would sit more around the $40 range. But either at the end of the day, I'm like, okay. I don't know. And then $65. So now I'm going $5 over. We are getting, and this one, it doesn't seem like a great price, but it is a deluxeified game. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like a great price. It doesn't seem like a terrible price, but I don't know. And I know it's why it's so expensive, because they're doing wood and they're having custom wood pieces cut, and that's really awesome. And if you're into the game, I think this price is much more reasonable. That one, I'm like, I don't know about that, because we haven't even got to the shipping there. Yeah, we haven't got to shipping. So retailer pledge stretch goals, animal allies. Animal allies give each player special abilities. Wow, that's a banger. How many animal allies we get? So we're getting 3. I'd like to be zoomed in. I'd like to know more about this. I don't really care about the shapes of the leaves. I'd much rather see what this owl does, see what this squirrel does, see what this fox does, but it's so far zoomed out I can't see it. Still excited about that, though, but nitpick. A challenging solo mode makes Leaf playable with 1 to 4 players. That's great. Ish. I mean, once again, I've asked this in the comments before, and I agree. I've seen this in the comments before, and I agree. When you have when you have a solo expansion, and it's something that's a stretch goal, it just feels kind of tacked on at that point. You know, like, I don't know. And maybe that's just because I don't know what all comes with it. But if it's just 3 cards, I say to myself, really? We couldn't just like, I don't know. That feels like it would be worth the game's time to add 3 cards to the game if it adds an entire player count of solo, which you know is massively popular right now. Season events. Gain rewards for pursuing specific strategies each season. Cool, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's cool. I don't actually understand it in the gameplay. I think these are tiles, though. I'd like to see the text on the back if there is text, but whatever. Cool. More gameplay. That's what I love to see here. Big animals on the horizon. Was that? Oh, so on the leaves there'll be bigger animals. Oh, that's like that sounds like a huge gameplay thing, if that's it. Wow. Okay. Interesting. So now, man, the stretch goals. Like, they're great stretch goals, but at the same time, I see those, and it looks like, really? Like, you were going to not have this in the game. So if we only get $52,000, we're not going to have any of this other stuff in the game. I don't know. Kickstarter has me so jaded. Sustainability. Weird City Games, we love making board games, we love nature. In recent years, we've been increasingly concerned about the impact the environment. So that might be potentially... doesn't have any plastic in it, so that might be potentially why this is slightly more expensive as well. They don't have any plastic in this, which I know a lot of companies are moving towards that. Big Potato Games is doing that, but I wonder, is that cheaper? Is that the same price? I wonder if that's bumping up the price a little bit. And if it is, maybe you potentially spotlight it a little bit more so people are a little less sticker shock to say, you know, we make all our games sustainable. We don't just make games about the environment. We actually want to do our part. And so, while our prices may be a smidge bit higher than you might expect, we do this because we're sustainable, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to use any plastic ever, whatever the hell you want to say. Because that can soften that price, especially for a game like this, which I feel like the theme is naturally going to attract people who are green. And they're like, all right, I see why this costs a little bit extra. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I take it back. It doesn't look so bad on the price to components. Nice components, but wood is heavy. Scared of shipping. Yeah, so that's what we're still waiting. Beating around the bush here on the shipping. We put it all the way at the bottom, industry standard. But let's change the industry standard one project at a time and put it with the add-ons. Put it with the pledges. Have we had the pledge level yet? Yeah, we did. It was up here. They just put it separate from the prices. Okay, 40, 65. What am I? I'm just kind of meandering. I'm just looking for the shipping. Get it first. Play now. Cool. Real rule booklet. There we go. Designer. Done other stuff. I'd put some respect on his name. So let's see. March of the Ants. And it's so easy. You name drop them a bunch, which is great. Okay, so top 2,000 game. That's fantastic. Like that. Yeah, the number. So one of the top 1,000 strategy games of all time. Tim Nizer, designer of one of the top 1,000 strategy games of all time. Like, boom. 2 of the top 1,000. Wow. 5 of the top 1,000 strategy games of all time. How hard was this? Like, this took me like 3 minutes. That was like 20 seconds of Google foo. These are 5 of the top 1,000 rated strategy games of all time from the designer of this game. I would 100% mention that. Like, that's really impressive that you are consistently putting out banger after banger after banger after banger. And once again, if I didn't know who Tim Eisner was, okay, when you tell me that you're Tim Eisner and you've designed a bunch of games, if I don't know any of those games, I'm not impressed at all. Because there's a lot of people who design a lot of games. I play a lot of games that are okay, mediocre, good. Most games that come out now are good. Unfortunately, people have so many games that good isn't good enough. We need great. And it looks like Tim Eisner routinely puts out great, highly rated games. I think they should spotlight that a little bit more. So we get to the shipping. Shipping will be charged in the Pledge Manager based on where you live, on which rewards and add-on you purchase. We've cost a chart for the estimate. So what are we doing? Oh, Deluxe times 2 bundles. So yeah, there's other pledges. Let's check them out. 161 Standard Edition. 984 Deluxe Edition. Great, that's what they want. Dominantly people taking that one. And it's coming out next year before Essen. All right. 2 times, so this one, nobody wants that. Retail pledge, 31. Fantastic. And then 2 times the Deluxe, 4. Okay. Whatevs. So looking at shipping, we're looking at this as a $49 game and a $77 Deluxe game. You need to pay sales tax, okay, and then the VAT. They do mention the VAT down here, so you are going to get jacked by the VAT, but whatevs. So let's check out the FAQ. I'm pretty sure that was the end of it. I believe they put the shipping all the way at the very top bottom. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not like it's super important or anything. The event of the season, picking your favorite animals. Wow, the momentum of the campaign enthusiasm for backers is blowing us away. Fantastic video. Cool looking game. Great designer. Great pedigree. I see why. Season events. We're excited to unlock our newest stretch goal, season events, and now they're going in more into the weeds of what these are. 6 season event tiles. You only showed me 3. I thought there was 3. Can we take this picture, put that on the stretch goal? Because this is literally double the excitement that I had when I saw there was 3, because now there's 6. We are very excited to unlock this advanced play option as adds additional strategy to each leaf placement choice and urgency. This fantastic. Big animals. The first pair of big animals. These animals have an impact on the whole forest, adding a new rule that affects all players throughout the game. Okay, cool. Which animals are your favorite? So they're asking a question. Awesome. If you want to be... Oh, wait. Thank you to all of backers who suggested animals in the comments. We've compiled a list with the suggestions, and we've invited backers to vote for the top 3 animals. We're limiting the animals on the polls to the ones that would be found in the deciduous forests and blah, 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 so they're keeping it thematically correct. If you aren't a BGG member and don't want to sign up, you can also vote in the comment sections. They're saying, hey, go to BGG and vote so they can... Awesome. There's a clickable poll. Well, guess what? You got me. It's obviously the river otter. Undoubtedly. And then you got to like... So, yeah, just making things clickable. It's a no-brainer. Thank you for help bringing this in there. Just a heads up, the poll has options for possum and opossum, but only opossums live in the... Okay. All right, so let's see how much engagement they're getting here. Wow! 183 votes as opposed to, wait for it, 22 likes and 1 person commenting, 2 people commenting. And so that's why I always feel like it's great. They got engagement on Board Game Geek. They're getting engagement in at least one place. Now let's see how they did in the other ones. 7 comments, 6 comments, 1 comment. So not much engagement on this end, though. Okay. We love Canopy. This is a very good game. Okay. So I've seen worse. I've seen better. At least they're trying to... They're not doing as much here, but it looks like they're trying to do more on Board Game Geek. I can respect that. Because driving yourself up on the hotness, especially... And you know what? Especially with this game, I can see that. Because I feel like you're much more likely to know who Tim Eisner is if you are a Board Game Geek member. Just because. And I think if you're a Board Game Geek member, you'd probably agree with that as well. I mean... And I don't even have to defend that. Like, the typical person who buys their games from Target versus the person who goes on Board Game Geek, I think one of them is much more likely to know who Tim Eisner is. Let's see their stretch goal and get some momentum. And this is not a negative thing, by the way. The Midwest starter Pokemon Opossum, they got people commenting in here, asking animals. This is great. So they're getting engagement in the comments. So that's why they don't have the engagement in the updates. They're sending them directly to the comments. I like that. That's working. What are they? They're number 10 in popularity right now. That's not bad at all. So, final thoughts for Leaf. Do I want it? Yes. And I came in this with a slightly negative opinion. Honestly, that main image, I thought I was just probably not going to like this game. But it's just, I like to cover a little bit of everything. I thought it looked like a pretty boring, bland, abstract strategy game. But the video, I felt like it was really well done and did a great job convincing me, hey, this looks like a pretty dang fun game. So do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. You have a fantastic track record. You've fulfilled everything. You have a rockstar designer. Rockstar designer. Can you do it? Yes. How much is it? Price doesn't seem great to me at first. I understand why it's a little bit higher because, once again, whichever version of the game you're getting expensive components. You're either getting custom little pieces of woodcut or you're getting customized styled cards. And either one of those is going to cost money. So I understand why the price is there, but it did hit me a little on the upside. But other than that, I feel like this is a really nice campaign. Quotes sucked. Felt like the quotes were god-awful. Yeah, those quotes, was rough. Main image, not a fan of that one, but overall, I think this one's a B+. I feel like it's a really solid project. That video, I think the video really does it, and cool components. I think they should definitely spotlight the design a little bit more. So I'm going to go with a B. In the end, let me know what's your thoughts. I'm going to give this one a B. But what is your final grade for Leaf? If you enjoy the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. I'm trying to reach 15,000 subscribers. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.